Hapaday, I'm Jason Salas for KUAM. The Team Guam men's basketball team is preparing for 2 historic games in the FIBA Asia Cup Qualifiers, and it starts on courts like this, village gyms, community open runs, high school tournaments, games at the mall. All of our players, 1 through 12, coming from all over, united by a common bond and wanting to prove their very best, getting one opportunity, one shot to represent themselves and their island against the very best in the world. Here's a look now at how our team is preparing for the shot of a lifetime.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to Atypical Barbershop. I'm Joe Blas, starting shooting guard for the Guam men's national team. I got my guys right here, Mark Johnson, and you guys know our big boy Ben Borja, man. So now we're preparing for big 2 home games against Mongolia and China. We're 2-0 against Mongolia, 1-0 in this window that we're currently in. So this next game, which is the first game, I think Thursday night, is a real big game, and it's almost a must-win for us if we want to advance to the next round. How do you guys feel, man? You guys think, how's our team looking coming together? Do you guys think we're ready for that?
I think we're ready. I think it's something that we've been preparing for months now. We've known we've been in this position for quite some time. So I think the guys have been getting ready. We've been motivated. It's all going to come down to this one game. We have a set of games, but the one that's the most important, in our opinion, is Mongolia, because that's going to punch our ticket to the next set of games in March for us to play out that 3rd place tournament. So I think guys have been really motivated to step up and prepare themselves for these moments coming up.
Yeah, man, we're down some players from our last game against Japan with D. Pechanova and I think Jamar might not be able to make it out. So, but luckily for us, we get Ty back, right? So it's a big part of our team. And the point guard position has always kind of been I don't want to call it our Achilles heel, but it's not our strongest position. So how do you guys think we're going to go forward in this game? And just with that, handling point guard duties, I mean, obviously we shifted to having Jericho run more of the point now. Something which was new to our team. So how do you guys think we're going forward now, knowing 2 of our point guards in Tomas and Hechanova ain't gonna be there?
Man, we're probably gonna need help from you guys, the small forward shooting guards, to come grab the ball when pressure is being applied.
Yeah.
Or maybe, or what we've done in the past is play through the 4, bring it back to the 4 and then pass the ball up. So that could be a big key factor in trying to break pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, all we need is just some help from you guys.
Yeah. Good. So, Mongolia, we faced them before. They always give us a battle. We beat them with the Ernest's buzzer beater, and then we played them again, and we kind of gave it to them, and got a good convincing win. But how do you guys feel how we're preparing, man? The training here, kind of, similar to what we've been doing, I would say. We got more guys coming out though. Some of the local boys that are play from around the way are coming out to help us train, and everything is coming together. I just hope everybody on Guam is looking forward to coming out to these games. It's going to be big games, and it's always fun to come out and watch professional basketball players, or anybody who's a professional in what they do. Watch them do what they do, right? So it's gonna be competitive, and like I said, that game means something to both teams, Mongolia and Guam, so I expect a lot from both sides, Sure. What's your takes, man? Any more thoughts on it?
Definitely the highest level of basketball we've played, highest stakes that we've been playing, in all the time I've been with Team Guam. I think any of us didn't see us playing against these top-level Asia teams, China, Mongolia. We played Japan a couple months back, so it's just been nice seeing our growth, and I'm hoping everybody's motivated, and I hope the fans are excited to come see some of the best basketball any of us, have been playing or been able to see live. So it'll be nice to get everybody out, have a packed gym, have that home court advantage feel, to get everybody out to the game and get us over that hump to get those wins.
One through 12 all work hard, 1 through 12 all show up to practice, 1 through 12 all put the work in, right? So look, with that, it's like you put the work in, coach might not put you in, but it's just being ready all the time. To that standard that we're playing now, at the level that we're playing now, because we're playing professionals, we have to be able to do that.
After Guam, this is Rio Ike from the Guam national team, playing shooting guard. Go Guam.
Congratulations on making the team once again. I mean, you're a fixture of the national program at this time. What do you bring to the table as far as these games with like Mongolia and China, as far as like your skills, your intangibles?
I would mostly say shooting and energy. If you see our team roster, we have a lot of veteran guys, and we don't have too many young guys who can provide energy off the bench. So I would say providing energy off the bench, giving like the starting guys, giving them a break, because they start the game, they play 30 minutes. Like those 1 to 2, 3 minute breaks are big for them. So giving them a quick breather, water break to get back in the game is what I provide for our team right now.
Now I know everybody loves for the chance to play for our island home, right? But getting a role player spot isn't easy for a lot of athletes, because you guys are guys who are MVP of your schools, business league, all island, all league, all that stuff and everything like that. How do you actually say, I'm gonna embrace a new role from being, a 4-year starter to saying, if I get called halfway through the second quarter, I have to bring instant energy, hit shots, and lock my guy down?
I think it's a level of professionalism, like understanding that even though you're not the main guy on the team, you're still part of said team. It's not just going out there like, oh yeah, you're the star player, you get the respect, you get all the glory. What
is Rio Aiken's hype song? Do you jam the same thing every single time before, or do you listen to like a particular artist or genre or a Spotify playlist?
I kind of just press whatever on shuffle and let it ride, so. All the Way Turns Up by Roscoe Dash and Soulja Boy. All the Way Turns Up.
What does that do for you as far as like getting you in the right mindset?
Well, it's just, just game is about to start, turn up, lock in, and it's just like a spike of energy going into it's like that last spike of energy when you're in the locker room before you take the court. Like hearing that song is just like, aside from coach talking, aside from your teammates, aside from the huddle, it's like an internal boost of, okay, Rio, it's game time, let's go.
Tell me about what it means, being from Guam and having the pulse of our island people and knowing how much we love sports here in the community, right? Being in the UOG Calvo Field House and hearing the crowd cheer you guys no matter what. What does that bring to you? You may be tired, you may be sucking wind and everything like that, but you've got the entire community behind you. What does that mean for like your energy and your ability to be your best?
It's great, because a lot of the times we're playing away games, so our energy comes from the away crowd, booing us and like saying bad things about us. So it's a nice change having crowd behind our back. We miss a shot, it's not boos or it's cheering for us. It's like, okay, it's okay, next shot, get back on defense. Positive reinforcement from the crowd, so I think that's what pushes us forward.
Yeah, now fair weather sports, people will be like, oh, okay, well, I know there's a basketball game, let's go check it out, and they take the family after church, right? They don't really know what home court advantage really is, right? From a player's perspective and everything, what is it like that to play in your own gym, in front of your family?
So on the court, for one, it would be just familiarity, right? Like when you step on the court, I've seen that rim so many times, I've seen this court so many times, I've seen the bleachers set up that way so many times. It's like I'm so used to getting shots up in that gym. So it's like I know how the rim feels, I know how the balls feel, right? But when you go to a different gym, it's like, aside from the crowd, everything's different. Yes, it's the same lines, same court, same set rims, but it's just the background might be like an extra 10 feet away, or you play in Japan, it was a coliseum, so you can't even see the background, it's just all black, because the lights are off, right? So it's like a little different from that. And then, with the crowd too, it's like, I feel just the atmosphere is different, right? Just compared to, like, it can be a home game, it can be empty. It's not the same as having a packed gym, defense chants going, let's go Guam going, just seeing the crowd cheering on their feet, stomping on the bleachers, roaring. I think that's what just provides energy. Like, we turn it over, the crowd's like, okay, get back. They're up on their feet, and then, that kind of gives us life to keep pushing as well.
What do you guys want to tell the community about what you guys are going to bring out to the court and what they're going to see against Mongolia and China?
I guarantee you that we will give our best, right? So a lot of times people say that they'll give our best, but that's not really shown. But I would say like with our team 12 going, I know all 12 of us and I trust all 11 other guys other than me that will give 100%. And I feel like the fans would enjoy that.
Hey, Coach, real quick, because we're so close to competition, what are you having the players do as far as like making sure they're doing conditioning, but they're not going so overboard?
Yeah, so basically we're just trying to maintain, get the core a lot stronger, just get their muscles. Right now, because we're so close, we're not trying to build any, get bulk or anything. Just stay strong, stay fit, and get our core a lot stronger.
It's one thing if you're getting posted up by a guy like the same size as you, but you guys are facing guys that are literally like 7'1", 250 and everything like that. And you need endurance throughout the course of a game.
Yeah. I mean, we can't do anything about height. I mean, that's one thing. Guam has always been a smaller team when we go out and compete, and so we got to be conditioned, we got to be in shape, and we got to be able to run up and down and I mean, fight, claw, pull, push, do whatever we can just to battle. And again, when you're talking about that level of competition, every ball, loose ball counts. So that's what you gotta do. This level, right? The speed and the players, the skills. I mean, everybody got to be pretty quick, but you still got to be strong, right? So, you got to be able to defend all positions.
Now, throughout your career, you were always like one of the bigger guards on Guam. Do you tailor like the workout regimen based on like position, even though like everybody's like a swingman these days? So
yeah. So I mean, I guess. We have a lot, I guess, positionless spots on basketball now, right? So, we got guys we got Phoenix, one of our biggest guys here, and he's playing outside, plays a 3 or 4, and so, we just basically for the workouts, we just want to make sure that we're able to hold our ground and be able to compete with the bigger guys.
Our front court is invaluable to our success as our forwards and centers live for contact in the trenches, anchor our defense, and provide rim protection. But modern basketball requires big men to swing outside too, defend at the high post, and have deep range. Mike Sakazaki is part of the crew bumping with the big boys down low and knows any team can simply be tall and shoot, but the Guam squad has incredibly high hoops IQ and that we know how to win.
I think the biggest thing is that we have pride for where we come from, right? It's Guam. And with that, as long as we have that pride, that teamwork, that communication, all the guys, doesn't matter what levels of basketball we play, we all come together and we're like, you know what, this is for Guam, we'll come together and we're fine.
Well, we've got so many people and everybody, including Mongolia and China, says, Guam's pedigree is they know how to win. They've got experience and they know what it takes to get the victory. What does that mean and how do we get there?
I think it starts from our junior program to our senior program. Rest in peace and love to Coach Thompson, who built this foundation and had others like Coach EJ. We have Coach Jin. You have coaches who stuck with the program, and as well as now our coaches, and showing us what they did in the past and in the future, and bring it to the future to basically win. And now with our mentality as a group is we know nothing but to win. And so we got to carry that on, show that Guam is known for winning, as you mentioned, the countries know that, and we will push through to these next 2 games.
Everybody knows that you guys are coming here to work.
Yeah.
All right. So how are you guys holding each other accountable by knowing that we're going to get better and you're getting at game speed?
Yeah. I think energy is high, communication is there. Group chats are the ones that keep each other accountable, right? A lot of us, as you can tell from our practices, are not physically here, but are doing our own craft, making sure that we're staying in tip-top shape to be the best that we can when we come together.
Okay, without giving anything away, what are those group chats like with with guys like Ty Wesley, Ernest Ross, Jonathan Galloway, and how are you guys communicating and gelling?
Well, it's motivational for sure. It starts with Coach UOG Calvo, sharing some YouTube inspirational clips, quotes, and then from there we just chime in from there. But the vets, just like as you mentioned, Ty and Ernest, chime in and say, you know what, let's get better. I'm working on this. What are you guys doing? And it challenges us as a group to get better no matter what time zone we're in.
How important is it that the people of the community, block off time, make sure they come out, get sucrets because they're going to be screaming like crazy and everything like that. How important is that for our team, that the energy that we'll be feeding to you guys is going to help you guys take your game to the next level?
It'll help tremendously. Playing 2 home games, Mongolia, China, population, geographical locale, we are the underdogs in this sense, but with the fan base that we have, the island that we have, the community that we have, their voices, their energy, their morale, and the vibe being high, we can take it to that next level where we can compete, just how like we did in the Japan game.
All right, we're doing a coach's film sesh with Coach EJ Calvo here. Coach, thanks for having me again.
All right.
All right, so we are breaking down the X's and O's. This is the previous game versus Mongolia and everything like that. Of course, this is on the FIBA YouTube channel, but when you're watching this and everything now, hindsight is 2020. As the coach, what are you looking for in terms of, spacing, formations, and execution?
That's funny because we were just working on that action tonight. It's something we call Utah because it's a 3-man game. Ty Wesley with the jump hook to finish off. Mongolia is a tough team. They're all pretty tall, pretty skilled players.
Now we've got a lot of size with this lineup right there. You got Jonathan Galloway at the center. You got Ernest Ross 6'5", and then you got Ty Wesley 6'8".
Yeah, and look at, no matter how tall, no matter how old, he's getting on the floor, making plays, getting the assist from the ground. That's Ty Wesley, one of the best. Ty working the post. We like isolation with Ty. He actually handles the double team pretty well, but it's something that we need to be ready for is Mongolia likes to send a lot of double teams to the post, so if we don't play off that well, it's going to work in their favor. There's another turnover.
Now you're always a big coach when it comes to spacing and everything. So when your guys run the floor, what are you looking for?
We run lanes. The thing is, I do designate our 4s and 5s, primarily our post players. They're interchangeable, but they do have responsibilities to run to the post, rim run, or to the high post or trail post. And so as long as they're in one of those spots, our guards know where to find them.
And Jericho Cruz, nice kick out to Ben.
Nice kick out to Ben. Ben's been shooting with confidence, and we got to keep that going, get a contribution from Ben off the bench. This is our early offense. Looks like Ernest Ross is trailing and feeling real comfortable from 3. And so we're going to be looking for that. Push early offense, get the defense on their heels. I don't mind an open transition 3, but we always like to get, pound the ball and get to the free throw line at the same time and get as many easy buckets as we can.
Coach, when you're in a timeout and you're actually diagramming plays, are you specifically setting up a particular player to take a shot, or are you basically just swing it around and whoever's the open man,
what's funny
you give
is,
them the green light?
Sometimes I'll actually draw up a play and talk about who I think we should be looking for, but the philosophy is really to look at the best opportunity. I always tell them let the ball find the open man. It has a mind of its own, and don't change its mind. So if the ball's looking for the open man, you just gotta flow with it. And so, like I said, Mongolia can definitely hit threes if we don't get up in their face.
But as we've seen with Ernest Ross on multiple occasions, he can get real hot real fast. And he is really tough to stop.
Yeah, Ernest is a streaky shooter. If he gets hot, I haven't seen anyone really able to contest his shot. The problem we've had at times is finding him in rhythm. And we sometimes turn into a little bit too much of a one-on-one team, and the ball sometimes gets cold. But yeah, he's feeling it this game. I think this is another 4-point play. But as you saw, Jonathan Galloway was running up to set our on-ball screen, and we would continue running our motion offense if Ernest didn't shoot that ball.
How often do you watch these clips on YouTube and your own videos?
I watch our own games quite a bit, just kind of look at tendencies and things that we can improve on. I think most of our coaching staff try to review games, right after we play them, and then of course a couple months later we're still reviewing and trying to learn from it. But at the same time, I like to watch other teams play against our opponents to see what worked for them or didn't. Here's another isolation with Ty in the post, and the double team's coming, but Jonathan Galloway was able to crash the offensive boards, and that's something I'm looking for. Is anytime they send doubles, we send someone to the rim, just in case the shot doesn't go in. Yeah, bad help defense there. No one was aware of the penetration, so we're definitely gonna do a better job of that.
And you also do something a lot I've noticed is, even though you have dedicated point guards, you very often switch who's actually bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah, who brings the ball up the court doesn't necessarily make a point guard. Our point guard is making sure we're in our offensive sets, making sure that we're basically carrying out our game plan. Point guard also has usually a tough defensive assignment because he needs to pressure their best ball handler. Those are probably the most important aspects of playing point that I'm looking for is leadership and making sure that we're on the same page when it comes to our offensive sets, and we don't turn it just to a one-on-one team, and if that's the case, you become very beatable.
Who do you rely on to be, your voice, your emotion, your eyes, like on the court, an extension of yourself? Is it a particular player or a particular position?
The leadership role on the court, actually, I've been fortunate because I have a couple guys that are always willing to step up and kind of throw out reminders to the guys, especially when they need it. Ty Wesley's one of those leaders that I can count on. Even as a post player, he's very vocal and definitely understands what we're trying to get. At times, Jericho Cruz and Ernest Ross are vets that do that, and even a guy like Joe Blas sometimes gets vocal and just gets everyone on the same page. So I'd say it changes from time to time. I really look for leadership from anybody. I always remind them that regardless what position you play, I encourage you being vocal and just sometimes just motivating your teammates.
There you go. And I know tonight you were working a lot on communication when you're running your sets.
Absolutely. And so we're a couple days out from camp. Just a little over a week away from game time. So we're really getting into our playbook and getting some reps as we build up towards live games.
All right.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna look to run. I'm seeing a lot of success in this reel in early offense, which means the first 7 seconds of our possession, we're gonna try to get a good shot attempt. If nothing's there, then we look for the highest percentage shot we can get.
Okay.
And you gotta remember, it's a 24-second shot clock, so you can't really reset your plays or take too much time. You gotta keep flowing. If you don't get something early, you gotta keep playing until you get something nice.
All right, so that's head coach EJ Calvo once again breaking down the X's and O's. This particular video on YouTube right now has like 600,000 views. At least half of those are Coach right here. Watch as many times. Coach, always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Our national team's united in all aspects of the game, but there's a distinct bond between those that play the same position. And our guards, starters, sixth man, and second unit have exactly the same goal.
We have guys like Ernest Ross, Jericho Cruz, and Kumi Simon as my wings. My role is pretty much just to get the ball up, call a play so I can get the ball to them in their spots. So, I mean, the only thing I was thinking about was just trying to break that pressure and just hit them in their spots so they can get their shots.
We're still going in there to win. So, I mean, whether it's a dogfight or not, we're going in with energy and showing them what we can do as a team. So that's always fun to do and compete.
Team Guam's tempo starts with the men up front, and the members of our backcourt are brothers and push each other to be great. But they also tap the island love being sent to them from the stands.
Fans mean everything.
That was probably the loudest I've ever heard UOG ever get. Like, it was bonkers in there. That was great.
I truly believe this. It's not just the whatever you have 12 on 12. I think it's truly the team with the fans behind them competing against the other team with fans behind them.
One of the first things I said to my dad after that Japan game, even though we lost, one of the first things I said to my dad was that was the most fun that I've had playing basketball in about 5 years. There's nothing like playing in front of all of my friends and family, just seeing people. Like, before the game started, I spent a lot of time like walking around saying hi to people that I hadn't seen in a couple years. But yeah, that was the most fun that I've had playing basketball in a very long time. That's why I hurt so bad and not be able to make it this one, but I'm just almost there with school. So once I get that figured out, once I get that done, hopefully I'll have more time to like come back and represent Guam.
Energy-wise, just feeding us energy, because that energy is contagious as well. So, I mean, that can make or break a game, especially at the end of the fourth. And so I'm really looking forward to being in front of that Guam crowd again.
Takumi Simon, one of several pro players on our squad, couples his international experience with an uncanny ability to stop on a dime, rise up, and then let the opposition know it's time to go night-night.
Ever since going professional, I feel like there's parts where my physicality has improved, defense and all of that stuff. And actually, even going to bringing the ball up and being a more well-rounded guard, I guess that's the kind of thing that I had to learn out here in Japan, and I can also bring to the Guam team.
Two young guns have provided quality minutes against Japan. Point guards Tomas Calvo and Jamar White won't be here for our home games against Mongolia and China, but not a moment goes by where they don't support their boys.
What's understood doesn't really got to be explained. We already know what we got to do, man. Just go out there. If there is one thing that I can say is to just bring it to these guys, man. But we showed in Japan that all it takes is that extra getting after it for us to be in those positions. So, I mean, we got it. We're good to go. I believe in my guys down there. So let's take care of business, and I'll see them in March.
And from their unique vantage point as defensive stoppers and lethal shooters, our guards don't overcomplicate how they see the game.
For Team Guam, man, it's just, for me, it's getting the ball down the court, handling pressure, and just guarding 94 feet.
Basketball is a game of runs. So as long as you hold out on not having them go on too much of a run, you'll go on your run as well. That's good advice for any team. So we just got to play Guam basketball style play. So.
And despite being smaller compared to the bigs down low, they bring the intensity.
Being a small basketball player, you really got to have that dog in you. Got to be able to fight. You just kind of got to be the most aggressive out there. You really got to get after it.
One-on-one kind of aggression, that defensive pride, because we're from a smaller island, to kind of just make life for the offensive guy as hard as possible. And we love to see that energy.
Off day, everybody. We continue our preview of Team Guam men's basketball. A huge challenge in front of us. We've got Mongolia, we've got China, but right now we are in the Phoenix Center. And for the man right here, the impresario of the Team Guam offensive, defensive, teamwork strategy, head coach EJ Calvo. Coach, always good to see you.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, and for you, this is where it started. So this is a homecoming for you. But you know, you told me before, sometimes you always have to like come back, take into consideration that like the fundamentals, don't get too complicated and everything. Is that the same approach you're taking to the teams we face now?
It doesn't matter how high a level we play. It's one thing I picked up working with a lot of great coaches, especially in the U.S., that it's down to fundamentals. It's a lot of the same drills that we've done since we were young, but you just have to do it faster, harder, and at a high level. And you know, you keep it simple, and that's what we've implemented in Team Guam. And starts on defense. and just has worked for us.
Now, I remember when you were one of the stars of the Guam men's national basketball program, in Pacific Games, and then when you became a coach, you were real X's and O's guys. You're real technical. You're about scheme and everything. Have you developed more philosophical sayings and things to really rally the troops as you've gotten older and in combination with the schemes?
Like most coaches, you pick up a lot from the coaches that mentored you. And so, yeah, I've picked up a lot over the years. I just try to do as much study as I can whenever I can and look at what I can bring to the table. A lot of what I implement was from my playing days, as you said, in college and for the national team. And I think the game has evolved. So as coaches, we also have to evolve. But what never changes is, playing with pride, playing defense with heart. And you always have a chance if you're going to just, play with as much heart as possible on the defensive end.
And as long as I've known you, Coach, you have always emphasized to any team you've ever mentored here at the high school level, club, all the way up to the national team, that you expect excellence and you expect victory every single time out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of, playing sports is a great lesson in life that, it's all about how you approach it. And you don't always win every game, but you try to do things the right way, treat people the right way. Obviously, a team sport, you have to come together and be there for your brothers. And definitely, we look at wins and losses as important, but really it's about playing for each other, about playing with pride, approaching the game the right way, approaching the preparation to the games. It's about building good habits, and that's what's led us to the longevity we've had in terms of the Pacific Games and now at the FIBA level. And I think we talk about good habits all the time, replacing bad habits, and it's not always about the result, it's about the journey. And that's a pretty common philosophy I've picked up from a lot of winning programs, and I think that's just a good philosophy for any organization, is you're gonna get to where you need to go if you just approach it day to day, doing the right thing.
How much do you lean on, the senior members of your club, especially guys like Joe Blas, who played here, excellence in everything he does, at all levels and everything, really drilling that down to the younger guys?
Oh, Joe's been huge. A lot of the vets on the team that have continued to come out. What's big is that they've taken different roles throughout the years. It's been an honor to coach most of them, and the biggest thing is I've now coached long enough where all my former teammates have retired, and
almost all of them.
Yeah, and now I have a whole new young group that's looking up to the next generation, looking to what they can bring to the table, and so it's been exciting to see that evolution. It also means I've been coaching a long time.
So what about the team chemistry between you, Coach Jin Ha and Coach Chris Fernandez and everything like that? You guys were, teammates, and now you're in a different capacity. How do what's the chemistry between you guys, and how has it changed?
That's been just amazing to now come together with some of my former teammates, and we're talking back to middle school days, and either they were my teammates or we're going against each other. I even recruited a former big man from Agata, McKelly Wesley, and he went on to play at BYU and play professionally. And when he came back and finally was able to represent Guam, I told him, you're a big part of our success. You need to continue as a coach. And so having all that experience around, it definitely has rubbed off. And I think that's something we need to continue. It's something that I really take from here, being here at FD, is there's a tradition of always giving back and always wanting the next generation to exceed you and do better. And that's what we do in Team Guam.
Well, speaking of McKelly, who, by the way, has the love and the passion and the pulse of Guam all the way, in his DNA. I mean, his father worked at UOG for many, many years alongside my dad. But McKelly's brother, Ty, he is back on the roster right now. Mongolia and China have that on their radar, because, I mean, Ty Wesley is well known in the international game, and teams game plan specifically for him, for Ernest Ross, for all the guys on our team. Specifically for Ty.
It's going to be great to have Ty back. He plays a great leadership role. It's going to be great to have Ty back. He's one of our leaders in the program for a while now, and definitely a threat whenever he has the ball. Not only to score, but he really makes other players better. And so looking forward to having him back. I know our shooters are looking forward to having a passer and facilitator like Ty in the post. Also, I'm seeing him mentor young big men like Ben Borja and Matt Ferger, and they're coming up the ranks. Jonathan Galloway's back as one of the defensive stoppers, one of the best I've ever seen. And so we have a really good squad coming back together. It's a unique situation where you have such a difference in age and generations. And they're all just working together for the same goal.
Okay, how soon or how far out does Coach EJ Calvo and your staff, how soon do you make the game plan about how you're going to attack Mongolia, how you're going to attack China and everything like that? Or is it like literally one of those things where you're like some priests literally like will write their homily like up until they take the pulpit and everything like that? As coach and everything like that, how far out do you actually say this is what we're going to do? I commit to that.
Because it's kind of a year-round thing, games come every few months. Whenever we get time, we'll sit down and talk up some of our strengths and weaknesses, things we need to work on, and definitely keep an eye on opponents that we know we're going to face and build some strategy. When it comes to right before the game and we actually come together and we're running through our tune-up, we'll actually make adjustments just seeing how guys are. When you don't see players year-round and they come together to represent Guam, you have to make adjustments based on where they're at in their career. Are they in great shape? Are they shooting well? And so sometimes our strategy might change a couple days before the game. But we're ready. I think we have a good game plan. We understand what we bring to the table against Mongolia especially, which is the big game for us. And I have a pretty good idea of what to expect from them. So we have to just prepare for adjustments to be made at the game. But, you can never over-prepare.
And let's not sugarcoat this, Coach. We've got their number, and we're playing them on our home soil and everything like that. But victory is not guaranteed because they're a real tough out.
Yeah, no, Mongolia is a super tough team. I want our Guam fans to know that we went to Mongolia twice in the last 2 years and played them in front of their packed house, pretty hostile environment. All in good sportsmanship, but they really backed their team. And we went over there to negative 20-degree temperature and came away with 2 wins. So I know they want revenge. It doesn't matter that they're coming to Guam. They're in a must-win situation. And I want to make sure that our team understands what's on the line. We didn't come all the way this far, only to get this far. So we got to take care of business against Mongolia and advance ourselves to play more of these big games.
There you go. Okay, make sure you hit up guamtime.net. You can get your tickets for both the Mongolia and the China game. You also get a break if you set yourself up for both games. And watch both games because both are going to be incredible. We're not looking past Mongolia. That is a big hurdle for us, and you're looking at the task at hand and everything like that. However, China is literally 2 days later.
Yeah, so these windows, you play 2 games in every window, and often we've played in 2 different cities. So this is going to be a unique situation where we're at home and we have 2 games in a row, and we could really just stay focused on 1 game at a time, no travel in between. But when it comes to the second game, I keep telling people I'm still kind of in shock in that we are expecting China versus Guam to happen, and we're ready for it. And this is what we've been talking about as a dream for years. And to me, we're going to bring it. But I tell the guys, you're playing for history here. Whatever happens, you just play with pride and put on a good show. Because, I grew up in as a big Guam basketball fan, wanting to beat, other teams in Micronesia, wanting to beat other teams in the Pacific, and never thinking that this was possible. And now I'm looking at all these kids coming up where they're growing up and looking at Team Guam that this is normal. Yeah, we don't like making excuses. We're just going to represent with pride and enjoy the moment. And so China versus Guam is happening, and I'm really excited for that.
Okay, bonus question, Coach.
Yeah.
Are you a man of superstition when it comes to your preparation, even all the way back to when you were a player? Do you do the same thing over and over and over? Specifically, what does EJ Calvo eat before a game?
You know, I don't think I am too big on superstition. I have certain things that are part of my routine in terms of scouting, in terms of preparation. Before games, I like to, you know, kind of get to a quiet place for a little bit because I know it's the calm before the storm, and just prepare myself for battle. And I think I did that as a player as well. But I don't get hung up too much on things being different from game to game. I kind of enjoy walking the stadium, walking the court before the game when it's quiet, and when all the players come out and the crowd starts to come in, especially in these big stadiums we've been playing in. Yeah, just kind of soak it in. You know, we got to just enjoy the memories.
I'll tell you what, we are literally we're here in your alma mater, in your on your court and everything like that. And I know you can still get shots up, so hey, let's go shoot, man.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's go. So make sure to check out GuamTime.net to get your tickets for Team Guam basketball against Mongolia and China. Because Team Guam basketball is coming to you from the UOG Calvo Field House. We'll see you there, and they are giving it their all.